So these are a very special type of brick that have been made traditionally for quite a long time, for hundreds of years. But what we're doing here is making decorative shapes. We're going to do a decorative door surround. So the brick, as they start off, kind of look like this. They're quite rough and irregular, and we're going to use this. This is a piece of Ohio sandstone to just true up the brick. So we're just going to rub the brick until we develop a smooth surface. And we would do this with all of the faces of the brick until what we are left with is something like this. So something this big would be reduced down to something this big. Now, we would lay this on the bedding slate. Now, we use the term bedding slate even though this is a piece of marble, but because it's a true flat surface. And we would use our square to make sure that all of our planes are good and square. Okay? And not bad. So what we're going to be doing is a piece of our cornice. So we have our template here. This corresponds to what we're going to do here is actually show you how the original mortars were made. Not cement-based. Cement wasn't patented in the U.S. until 1872. So prior to that time, it would have been a lime-based material. So what we've got here is some cooked limestone. You see that there? Mm-hmm. Now this is limestone that was placed in a kiln and cooked for about 18 to 24 hours. Cooked at temperatures between 1250 degrees and 2150 degrees. And again, this is a couple of months old, so you can see that I can handle this with my bare hands. Mm-hmm. Now, what I'm going to do is add cold water to this. Now, again, my hand's in this water. It's not hot, and just going in a standard, unprepared plastic bucket. And when the two materials come together, we're slaking now. We're hydrating this material, and the quicklime is actually going to swell. And heat is going to be generated out of these two cold materials.
We're getting a chemical reaction.
So a chemical reaction, it's an exothermic reaction, it's a heat-generating action.
Wow.
You can see it starting to break down and swelling.
Oh.
Wow, restoration guy. All right. Good for you. I used to go to seminars.
Okay, now we've got, is that some kind of gas that's being emitted
just
from
steam, just steam.
Mm-hmm. Are you slaking it?
Yep, slaking lime. That's exactly what we're doing.
Awesome.
And in just a moment, this is going to get boiling.
You work on it?
Did, Montpelier? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You can start to see a little bubbling taking place.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that you came. I like the craftsman. I used to do it for normal building work.
Okay.
I just don't do it. I wish I was. But I never had the guts to be my own business. Nobody will pay you. Nobody will pay you. You have to have your own company.
Right. So there we go. Now you can start to see a little boiling take place. Yeah.
So, under what circumstances would you do this in the field?
Well, my company actually makes all of this stuff pre-made, so all you have to do is call up and order a bucket or a bag of the stuff. Mm-hmm. But traditionally, any building built before, say, 1900 would have had this type of mortar, not mortar that you would buy at Home Depot. You know, this is the mortar for the restoration of historic buildings.
So this would actually prepare the mortar for complete redo, or
that's right, for complete restoration. So what we would do after this material breaks down, we would let this age for a period of time, probably 30 to 60 days, and it would get really thick, about the consistency of cream cheese, and then we would add sand to that, and that sand lime mix would be the mortar for an old building. So yeah.
So now, in the context here at the National Building Museum for the Festival of the Building Arts, you have families, you have all kinds of people that are curious about this stuff, that are coming by, and you're trying to explain it. And this is a great way to demonstrate graphically how chemicals can, or chemical reactions can be created.
Absolutely. I mean, what you have here are two different materials. You have water, which of course is very common, and we have calcium oxide or quicklime. Now, there's a lot of energy in the molecular bonds of the quicklime. There's a lot of energy in the molecular bonds of the water. Now, when the two materials come together, it forms a whole new molecule. It's now calcium hydroxide. So, and there's less energy in that molecular bond than there is in the two components by themselves. So that energy has to be released somehow, and it's released in the form of heat. So yeah,
Looks like you're
30-second
cooking class.
cooking and chemistry class. Yeah.
All right.
And you could actually use.
You have an interesting observer there.
You could add sand to this and make mortar or plaster, or you could thin it out with water, and this was the original paint for the White House. The White House was lime washed or whitewashed, so a little more technical recipe to it, but this is what they used originally.
Please.
Price. I'm the principal of Virginia Lime Works and Price Masonry Contractors. We specialize in historic masonry. We just finished President Madison's home in Montpelier.
Wow.
Thomas Jefferson's home in Poplar Forest, the Chapel at St. Mary's. We worked at the White House, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, and supply materials and training all over the country.
So in the White House, you would work on the masonry also?
We work with the National Park Service masons there to for the repointing and using appropriate materials for the repointing.
And when did that happen? Because I noticed they were working on the front gate, the north gate, this past month, but that's a different.
When was the last one? 4 years ago. This is 2000.
No, it was 2003, I think, is when you were doing the training there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's great. What a great demonstration.
We actually have a YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/Virginia Lime Works. So we've got a couple of videos on there about how we make some of our products and whatnot.
Oh,
so check it out.
So we can see more stuff about you.
Oh, absolutely.
Good. All right. Thank you so much.